Hey there, Aquarius. How's it going? I hope everything's going good with you and yours. Let's take a look at your energy coming into the week of March 14th, 2022. We got the Hanged Man coming in here, the Four of Cups, and the Hierophant here. All right. With that Hierophant, that could be saying that you have Taurus in your chart. And if you do, that's great because it means you're coming in strong. That's just a nice little bonus there. Let me know down below. Always love to hear that people are having a good week, coming in with a lot of energy. But we got the Hangman, the Four Cups, and the Hierophant here. I feel like you've been learning here quite a bit. I feel like you've been taking what's given to you and making the most out of it here, because the Hierophant here talks a lot about like learning, progressing your knowledge, learning new skills, learning lessons in your life here. The Four Cups about offerings here. I feel like this is sort of like you're being offered this cup, and you're not this kind of reluctant leaf here, right? You're more like accepting and willing to take other opinions and other options because of the Hangman here. You're looking at things from different perspectives, right? It's not like you're saying, I'm not taking this because this isn't what I want. You're saying, okay, what if I take this and I turn it into something better or something new, right? And you're really using that knowledge with the Hierophant to do those things. I think that's really beautiful. I love the open-mindedness of it. That's great. So let's look at some clarifiers here for you. All right, Aquarius, see what we got, and then we'll move into some challenge cards for you. You got the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Cups here for your clarifiers, which is really good with the Page of Wands especially, because the Page of Wands is sort of that energy, those creative sparks and ideas. Like I feel like you're very creative at this time, of course, and using like what's given to you to its fullest, right? It's almost as if you're being handed like chicken, I've always, there's a wrestler named Cody Rhodes, and he would say like, the creative at like the company he worked for would give him chicken shit and he would turn it into chicken salad, right? Like that's what I feel like you're doing. You're being handed something like impossible and you're making the most of it, which like other people might not be able to. So that's amazing, Aquarius. With the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands here as well, I feel like you're really getting a good sense of satisfaction out of this. This is like something you really want to do, or maybe it sparked something in you that you maybe didn't know that this was what you wanted to do. So you're kind of like really feeling like the fulfillment of like, oh, this feels right. This feels like what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I like that a lot. That's really good. Let's look at some challenges you might be facing this week here, however. See what's trying to rain on your parade here. What do we have for you, Aquarius? We've got the Lovers, the Ace of Cups again, and the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Very likely could just be love. Simple as that. It's just kind of not on your side at this time. Maybe you're thinking about like relationships and stuff and wanting to start something up, because again, we have the Ace of Cups repeating here. So it's like you've got this energy of like this fulfillment and this overflowing emotion about like what you're working on right now. But when it comes to love, that might not be necessarily something that's working out as much for you, right? That's not translating. You're not having the same success here, because it feels almost as if it's just not that time, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune, so it feels like things are just kind of turning against you, and it's more about like just now's not the moment for it. Like this is kind of a time for like love to kind of go onto the back burner for you, I feel, and that can be kind of a tough pill to swallow too, especially if that's something you really want in your life, right? If that's something that's like really important to you at this time. With the Lovers as well, the Lovers is Gemini's card, so you might have Gemini in your chart, or perhaps you're pining after a Gemini at this time as well. So that's what we got here. Let's clarify this up, and then we'll look at some outcome cards for you and see what we have. All right. Oh, we got a pop out. Got the Two of Wands. We got Journey jumping on the table. We got the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles as well. Interesting. The Two of Wands, like it definitely feels like your love life's not in a stable position, or you're not in a stable position enough to pursue love for sure, which is a shame, because like we got this Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles where you're trying to work hard to find something better, right? You're really doing your best to put yourself in your best situation you can, but it just like, it's just kind of a little bit of a hectic time here for you right now. So love may not be the kind of key. And that's something to think about too, is like, when you, like, some people want love, but it's not necessarily a fair time for the other person too, right? Like for instance, I've known people who like really throw themselves into their work and their hours were very erratic and such, and their relationships, their romantic relationships, suffered for that because they just couldn't, like, they couldn't spend the proper time with that person, especially in a new developing a relationship, right? And I'm getting a similar sense from this, is that it's almost as if like things are just a little too chaotic right now for love, even though you are, you know, you want, you know, you're in the right kind of energy for it, and you are working hard, and you got the nice work ethic here. It's just, you know, now is just not the right time. I feel like you just need to give it a little patience here. So we're going to look at some outcome cards here for you. Before we do, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it oh so much for making it this far. If you want to help out the channel, if this is resonating, you can hit the like button down below, the thumbs up, give that a little boop. Helps out the channel a ton. You can also subscribe to the channel too by hitting the subscription button there. And that way you can find these videos more easily every week. That way you're not, you know, scrambling trying to find me if you really like what I do here. So let's look at your outcome cards. We got the Four of Wands, Zoldo, and the High Priestess. Yeah, Four of Wands is great because in your future, that's showing marriage. That, you know, you can see here these two bugs here. They're kind of dressed up here to for a marriage. They're celebrating here, you know, kind of the bride and groom. So that looks really good. You know, marriage is in your future, just not right now. That kind of like love and stuff, it is down the line. And with the world, it's going to be something very significant as well. I feel it's going to be like that real true connection. The High Priestess here lets us know that it's just a matter of phases. It's just sort of like, it's just a matter of time. Things, you know, kind of go through phases, through cycles and such here, right? She's got the moon here, this like crescent moon, and that is to represent like the phases of the moon, of course. And that is to say, like, you know, sometimes, you know, you're in a phase of your life here where you are working, and that's kind of like the thing you're working on the most, and that's what's really clicking with you, but love might not be, right? And there may come time in the future where it's the opposite, where love is really clicking with you, but your work stuff isn't as like fulfilling and such right now, but you still have love and passion in that regard. So just knowing that that's kind of how things are. So don't get too worked up and too excited over, you know, things aren't working out right now. It's just, you know, time to focus on something else, right? That'll take care of itself down the line. So let's look at some outcome clarifiers, and we'll tie everything off with an oracle message for you. All right. So we got the High Priestess popping out again here. That's great. That's just letting us know, like, that's, pay attention to that, right? Pay attention to that message. Like, things are come in phases, things come and go, right? We got the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups too. Look at that. Queen of Cups, the High Priestess talks about your intuition and stuff, and the Queen of Cups also talks about intuition as well, just not to the same extent. So, like, definitely trust your instincts. Like, I feel like, you know, this is kind of a situation where you don't really have the time or maybe the energy to commit to something new, like a new relationship. So maybe it's best just kind of let that kind of take care of itself for now. Let that go on the back burner, as I was saying. Again, just remember, phases of the moon, like phases of life, right? It comes and goes. With the Queen of Cups here, I feel like that might be a water sign here in your future, especially with the King of Cups, or the Knight of Cups here as well, because just like that kind of doubling up here, it just feels like that might be the future sign for you. So that would be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Very likely. It may not necessarily be that kind of a person, but it could be here. With the Knight of Cups, they are Prince or Princess Charming, so I feel like this person's really going to sweep you off your feet once you find them. They're really just kind of like, really just click with you. It's going to be really beautiful, which is great because of the World and the Four of Cups as well, really telling us as well, like, that's going to be something significant here for you in the future. So let's look at your Oracle card to wrap everything up, see what we got for you. I hope this has been resonating with you, Aquarius, and I hope this has been helping you out. So let's see what we got for you. We got the Chaos and Conflict card, number 33. Let's take a look here, see what we got for you. 2 and 33. Here we are. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with something else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take a shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This time is it's time to understand rather than be understood. And I feel like that maybe applies to your love life and your work life, kind of conflicting here. It's like maybe you just don't let that storm happen. It's just kind of take shelter in what you know is safe at the moment with your work and such, and kind of wait till that passes so that you can, when the air clears, you can finally go after love. So I hope that helped you out. Hope that resonated with you, Aquarius, and I will see you next time.